Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson, the Tolkien Professor, joined as always by my friend Gryfflet, who is on the edge of entering the Drúadan forest at last. We finished Minas Tirith last week, and that's pretty exciting. So Gryfflet continues his story completionist tour of Lotro, and having now come, I was just kind of looking at the map and marveling. What a wonderful, enormous world this is. It's just delightful. And of course, Gryfflet has provided such a wonderful opportunity to really appreciate that. So here we are. We've come from just thinking of Gondor alone, right? We've come through Erech here in the Ringlow Vale, down all the way through Lamadan, Dol Amroth, Doran Elnir, Linhir, Pelargir, Lasarnach, and all the way up to Minas Tirith, through South Ithilien on the way, Osgiliath, and then not only exploring the sort of physical expanse of Minas Tirith from bottom to top, and then top to bottom, but also the scope of story and the way I have been. One thing I think, not saying enough last time, because of course we're talking about the plot twist that Gryfflet finally got to last week at the end of the siege, when they appeared to lose, and it turned out that it was all an illusion. That is such brilliant storytelling in so many ways. It's really, really powerful. As I said, it's one of the most shocked, gripped I've ever been while playing a video game. However, the other thing that it does is just absolute genius. I mean, one of the biggest challenges of the story, and I remember hearing, talking to Chris Pearson and hearing him talk about this at a moot, how challenging it was to orchestrate the timeline. I remember him talking about how, during the earlier parts, like at Rivendell, right? There's like months in which nothing is happening with the Fellowship, right? With the Company of the Ring. But then you get down to the Siege of Gondor, and you've got huge amounts happening in multiple places at once in the span of just a couple days, right? That's really striking. And one of the things that you see that they accomplish by doing the whole Palantir thing that they did is they enable us to literally be like in two places at once, right? They enable us to play through, because we're going to be, right now, we're headed up to Farinorian to meet up with the Rohirrim and to ride down with the Rohirrim and do the Battle of Pelennor Field on the Battle of Pelennor Field, which we can only do if we come with the Rohirrim. But they wanted to give us the opportunity to do the Siege of Gondor as well. The time when Minas Tirith was besieged, when doubts and fears were growing, and Gandalf was trying to stand between the city and despair, when the initial battles begin and the city is burning, and all of those things, right? And Minas Tirith and within Minas Tirith, Pippin is watching the madness grow in Denethor's eyes. All of that element of the story, had we just, say they had, put us through Minas Tirith and then sent us out when the beacons were lit, right? And then we go back up to Rohan and we ride down with the Rohirrim, we'd have missed all that, right? We'd have just had to have instances or be told about it afterwards or something like that. So the way that they enable the doubling of time through that is beautiful. It's really beautiful. Right. Drowsnake says, I timed it out once. Everything Gryfflet has experienced since and including Pelargir takes place on March 13th. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Something like that. Yep. Yep. So anyway, that's, right. And Phil says that was last September. So it's been almost a year of time on in real time as I've been streaming. I don't know how many episodes, probably, 35, 40, something like that. All right. No, I got to Pelargir in July. Yeah. Anyway, it is remarkable how time compresses that way. I've often talked about how one of my favorite elements of Lotro is the sort of time dilation, especially when you're doing a more completionist story run, like I'm doing with Gryfflet, and doing all the side quests and things like that. So I've been joking many times as we've gone through Gondor of how time expands, right, when you do side quests. And that's just fun. I just love that. It's like a very, very special kind of magic. But yet I do want to give credit to their to the storytelling that they've done. The way in which they have balanced the freedom of the PCs to be able to pursue what they want to pursue, and the storyline of The Lord of the Rings, I think is very, very elegant in Lotro. Now, in other news, on top of this little arch leading through the road, leading to the road through the Drúadan forest, is a very interesting statue. I feel like we saw this dude. I should probably recognize him because I identified every single statue in Minas Tirith, and I think he's one of them. But I don't remember which one he is. I want to say he's one of the stewards? That sun staff. Yeah. Anyway. Hologro, it's like the opposite of the Narnian situation under the White Witch, right? In Lotro, it's always Christmas and never winter. Okay, so we were about to go somewhere and do something. I think that was the plan. I'm supposed to investigate drumming sounds, and I'm supposed to enter the wood to the southwest. So I've entered the wood. Oh, I see. That's the entrance. Oh, I've not entered the wood. I'm still on the road. So I'm supposed to enter the wood there. That's the epic. Well, and in order to investigate the drumming, I'm supposed to go all the way. There's really no good place to put the map legend on this page. I guess I'll put it here. And just remember that says gray wood. Okay. I'm supposed to go all the way down to there for that one, huh? Well, I don't think I'm just going to make a beeline in that direction. Normally, that's weird. I've never seen a vector quest, because it's just a vector quest. I've never seen a vector quest that takes you all the way to the inner part of everything that way. Normally, it, takes you to the start of things. Well, let's see what happens. Let's follow the epic and see where that takes us. So we're supposed to go into the woods. Into the woods we go. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, there's a warg quest. I haven't seen a mob with a ring over its head just since like the troll shaws. Well, let's see what happens. The Howling Menace, huh? Wargs trained by Orcish forces have invaded the lands. Yeah. That's been true, really, for quite some time. They patrolled Taur Drúadan by the Entwash. Yes, they do. Looking for Rohirrim. Okay. That's kind of old school right there. Kasdan says, I noticed that hobbits can be lore masters. That seems strange to you. Yeah, I hear that. Well, oh, I see. It's the word quest now, right? Gotcha. I hear that on the one hand. However, well, okay. So all you'd have to do for that one, Kasdan, is indulge in a little time dilation, right? If you get a little timey-wimey with it, right, it's fine. I mean, one of the things that's very noticeable, one of the things that's an important element. I'm trying to, like, down there is where we enter the woods. Okay, I suppose. One of the things that you notice in the prologue, of the Lord of the Rings, I mean, is that hobbits. Oh, their tracks. Strange tracks in the dirt floor of the wood bear further inspection. Okay. Time out a second. First of all, the fact that sentence includes the phrase wood bear, it made me immediately think it was some species of bear that I was tracking, right? That I thought I really thought that said that I saw the tracks of a wood bear, and I was like, why am I looking for a wood bear? I don't understand. And then when I reread it and I realized bear was a verb there, I thought it was a typo, like that they said like the strange tracks on the dirt floor would bear, like WOULD, would bear further inspection. That the like different potential meanings within that sentence really blew my mind. Still kind of are, but anyway. All right, hang on a second. So we're investigating tracks. Tracks continue to the southwest toward the distant drums. Tell me I'm tracking a Drûg. Really? I feel like that must mean I am either tracking the clumsiest Drûg in the forest, or Gryfflet is a far better tracker than I really believed him to be. In which case I might have to apologize. Wait, oh. There's a spider with a quest ring? I thought they'd stop doing this. Landscape quests on mobs. It's not just me, right? That's weird. That's throwback here, right? All right. Yeah, okay, hang on a second. Let's, yeah, you're right. Set as quest guide focus. Okay, thank you. All right. Let's figure out. Travel southwest in search of more tracks. Okay, so we've just got 2 landscape-based mob killing quests. Right. Well, I understand. I mean, I assume that it's a. I mean, it doesn't surprise me to hear that that's a repeatable, grindable quest. It's just I don't even remember that mechanism. I don't even remember that mechanism since I remember it happening all the time in like the troll shows. But it's been a while since I saw mobs with rings over their heads like that. Maybe it's oh dear, look at this. What's up here? Lots of more strange tracks. And they bear more inspection. Okay. This is why I picked up that quest, because I figured I'd be having to kill a bunch more spiders and such anyway, so might as well have the landscape quest and do the job. Tracks continue to the southwest. Okay. Great. Let's continue tracking. Where are you taking me? Ooh. Right. You're taking me. We're headed towards the Drûgs. Okay, great. Great. We've got horns here too, which is interesting. Besides, I like how I do like how those landscape Slayer quests are being. Oh, is that a woodrow? Yeah. Ooh, Gurthos. Really. Hurthos. Corruptor. Really? Does that mean you corrupted Hurthos? Or you are like a corruptor of Hurthos, like from Hurthos? The tangled roots, especially from a Hobbit perspective, are really an obstacle in through here. That's a fun landscape feature. Conveys something about the forest, you know. We got wolves too, but we're okay with wolves. That's fine. Yeah, I recently, my family just a few weeks ago when I was away in July, went to Yellowstone National Park. So I'm like, don't kill the wolves. So that's good. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of trolls going on here. Hurthos. Uh-oh. Oh, what do we have? No, those are... Ooh. They're a named dude. Whoa. What are you? He looks like a nameless thing from Moria, except ironically, he has a name, and I can't tell what he is apart from the fact that he has a name. He's like a goat demon thing. I'll have to remember that he's here. Where's here? Okay. He'll probably be relevant later on. Yeah, doesn't that look right out of Moria? I was thinking the same thing, Phil. Okay. We got a bonfire here. It's like a little mini beacon. Except, look at that nice Pukul man up there on the hill above him. Is this anybody's campfire, or no? We're just all right. But there are more tracks nearby, so that's okay. Let's see where. All right, we got two. One on either side of the Pukul man. Okay. Ooh, look. Ah. How peculiar. Little hedge-o Neolithic engraved standing stones? Did they make this pool? Yeah, more strange tracks. Are they the tracks of like some kind of nameless goat demon? Feel as if I'm being watched? Well. Oh, look. Hey! It's a Drûg! Hey, man. Love the grass skirt. Just looking at your paint markings. Okay. They're really just anatomical. Primarily. Here's my spine. You know. Here are my pectoral muscles. My ribs are this way. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. Maybe they're surgery scars. Yeah, maybe. All right, Khôr-buri-Ghân. Khôr-buri-Ghân. Okay, so rule of thumb, when you have a GH at the beginning of a word, like that, GH followed by a vowel, this is your opportunity to practice the most fun consonant in Tolkien's languages. It's a consonant which, mercifully, we don't use in English. So let's practice for a moment, because this is going to be used all the time in this forest. And so it's the fricative in the back of the throat, the sound that we don't do in English, right? But they do all the time in like Hebrew, and even European languages like Dutch uses it quite a bit. The sound. So, like you're clearing your throat. But that's not what that sound is. When it's at the beginning of a word like that, the sound is voiced, right? Right? So you've got to make that sound and then voice it. Sorry, my dog is over here, and she is like looking at me like, what on earth are you doing? She's rather alarmed. I think she thinks I'm choking to death or something. With practice, you can do it quickly. Ghân. So that's so Ghan should be not, it's not gone, it's not even Khan, it's Ghân. So Khôr-buri-Ghân is what's going on here. So, as I say, we're going to have lots of opportunity to practice this consonantal sound during this segment. So, there we go. Hey there, dude. Let's talk. I see you long time before you see me. Do you walk with eyes closed in forest? Of course, they're imitating here the diction of Ghân-buri-Ghân in The Lord of the Rings, which is really fun. Okay, I get an exquisite wood carving. What's that about? Oh, it's a rep item? Throwback again! When was the last time we got rep items? Was it sometime in Rohan? Early Rohan? Maybe Dunland? Yikes. Ringo of Vale had them too. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Still.
Why do you come?
Wild men live here long time before others. Our land, our town. Our land, our own. I am called Khôr-buri-Ghân, son of headman Ghân-buri-Ghân. Oh, I was hoping you were of the Buri-Ghân family. Who are you? Why do you come to Forest of Wild Men? I would be delighted to explain myself. Maybe we can work together, Khôr-buri-Ghân. I've heard of your dad. He's very famous.
You are no friend.
You introduce yourself as a hobbit and say where you have from where you have come. Wild men not know of hobbits. Soft folk, but far from home, perhaps hobbits more tough than first looking. Ah, good intuition there, Khôr-buri-Ghân. You have welcome from Khôr-buri-Ghân for time. If you prove false, you will not live long in forest. You are no friend of Gorgun? Tell Khôr-buri-Ghân now. No. Not friend of Gorgun, for sure. You decide that the word Gorgun can only mean orc folk, and tell him that you hate Gorgun and their presence on the road has driven you into the forest. Khôr-buri-Ghân knew this. Wild men hate Gorgun. Kill Gorgun whenever come into wood. What do you seek? If it oppose Gorgun, Khôr-buri-Ghân wants it done. We'll help. Okay. Excellent. No, so we're just quest after quest of just talking. I like it. You tell him that the riders of Rohan have set forth from their kingdom to the aid of Gondor. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I'm loving the angle that we're taking here. So basically, Lotro is constructing this quest line so that the reason Ghân-buri-Ghân goes to meet with Theoden is because of us, right? So we first wander in investigating the drumming sounds. We meet the Drûgs first. And then, because of our intervention, Ghân-buri-Ghân goes to see Theoden, right? Love that. Love that. I'm guessing that's the direction we're headed, right? That is so cool. Okay. Right. The riders of Rohan have set forth from their kingdom to the aid of Gondor, but they will be slowed by the orcs that have blockaded the road to Minas Tirith. You are unsure if anything can be done to clear the road in time, and tell him so. Wild men may know a way. Not Khôr-buri-Ghân's place to say. Come to Drû-bota. Speak to Ghân-buri-Ghân. He will speak for wild men. Drû-bota village to west. Must go northwest through rocks across water. Then back south. Hidden path. Look for a narrow path climbing southwest. All right, hang on. Let me do that again. Must go northwest through rocks across water. Okay. Then back south on the other side of water. All right. Hidden path. Oh, I do excellently with hidden paths. Look for a narrow path climbing southwest. Okay. Excellent, Khôr-buri-Ghân. Sounds like a plan. All right. So I'm crossing water. There's like a road down there. And like a little, which one? Spiders. Like a little spider enclave down there. Okay. All right. Let's go. I'm glad my quests are at least taking me in the same direction now. So I have to go through it, but it said northwest through rocks. Well, I can't go that way. I am questing under the influence of Drûgs, which I have to admit is a pun I just can't resist. I remember when I was doing my... Am I there? No? Weird. Okay, look. There's a path. Marked by the same fires that were at the foot of that Pukul man, so I can't really resist exploring this path here. When I was doing... here we go. This must be going somewhere. When I was doing Unfinished Tales, when we were talking about the Drúadan. Hey, look. That's a happy Pukul man right there. You know, like the war on Drûgs, say no to Drûgs, all that kind of thing. Oh, it's a heap of orc corpses. Okay. This is where we bring them all, huh? Okay. Roots are less fun right there. Okay. Oh, there's nobody here. We're just, we've got... I see why the Pukul men are so happy. Because they have all these orc corpses. Luke Kakat, huh? Are these like offerings, or is this is Luke Kakat, is that, you know, yes, JJ, you are so right. That does make Ghân-buri-Ghân a Drûg Lord. Yes, he is. He is. Absolutely. Uh-oh. The pass is guarded by a deer. Well, let's hope our stealth holds out. Oh, good. We slipped by the guardian of the pass. Oh, no, there's another one! Well, did I accidentally come the right way? I think I did. Oh, lined with some more of those rocks? Okay. This is weird, though. Why is there a Gondorian stone wall here? I mean, they obviously made this road. It's a paved road. But I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I know that this road up here in the north is the Gondorian road. I mean, this is part of the northward road. Hang on. That goes. That's not what I meant to do. That's a little much. Yeah, so if we go to Old Gondorian... Yeah, the road from The road past Crithost. I mean, this is the North Road. This is like what is headed to Fornost, right? Through Rohan to the Gap of Rohan, right? Fords of Eisen. Yeah. Anyway. So that's what that is up in the north. This down here, although it was labeled as a road on the map, I was suspecting of being, well, let's see what we see. I was not expecting that. I didn't cross the water, though. Unless I did. In the, Okay, well, alright. So I gotta tell you, I've seen more hidden paths than this. Or better hidden paths. What is going on there? It's a tangle of bushes with... What are those glowy rocks in there? Are those some kind of pods? Or bugs? Or are they giant globe beetles in there? Or are they cocoons of some sort? Oh, I see. He was sending me to this other windy path. Should I go there for the, like, experience of it? I mean, it seems kind of weird to send me there when there's like the road leads to the front door right here, but all right, well, we'll just head up. I still want to know what are the glowy things inside those bushes. The entrance to Drû is flanked by great pukelmen. Yeah. Not the happy ones, because they're not surveying corpses, like corpse piles of orcs. That's how you make a pukelman happy, apparently. Okay, Khôr-buri-Ghân.
Welcome to village of wild
Welcome to
men.
Drû, village of wild men. Cause no harm here. You will find it place of peace. I speak to Father Khôr-buri-Ghân. Explore village. Meet wild men and learn our customs. I will see you here when done. Then bring to headman. To the Drûg Lord.
Okay, I got all kinds of objectives here. All right. I am about to get the side quest with my favorite quest name, I think, in the entire game. Hidden Woes Village of Drû. The village's inhabitants do not seem very concerned by your presence. No, they do not. I remember I got this, I got this side quest, when I was coming through here with Wigand, but I was in, Wigand just tries to stick to the main quest line, the epic. So I was sent here because this is the epic, but I resisted doing it, as incredibly tempted as I was. What's this guy up to? Some kind of meditation? I feel you, man. I'm often like that when staring into fires. Okay. All the quest rings. I've been looking forward to this. Okay. This guy could teach rangers a thing or two about lounging by fires. The Rangers are amateurs compared to these guys. All right. Ghân-buri-Ghân. All right, Ghân-buri-Ghân. Bounty, huh? I don't know.
Wind through the leaves.
I'll take it. Gurdos attack Oquo-Curio statues. Oh, Oquo-Curio statues are what you call Pukelmen? Gurdos. So Gurdos is their name for wood trolls, apparently. Darkness in Gurdos, scare Drúadan. Scare Gurdos away from Oquo-Curio statues. Must protect statues. Only way to protect forest. Okay. I was really interested to see what their relationship with the Pukelmen statues would be. The Lotro designers have backed themselves into a particular corner through one choice that they have made, which is consistent with many other choices that they've made, namely to make things huge, right? So many times in the game they have chosen to take a thing which is supposed to have an effect on us and make it big so that it will have more of an effect. To try to replicate that effect. The Stone of Erech is the most salient example of this, but the Pukelmen also. The Pukelmen are human-sized statues. They are not gigantic statues, but they are depicted as gigantic statues in Lotro so as to make them more eerie, more strange when you see them. Because otherwise you might miss them entirely and you couldn't see them from a distance at all. So I understand why they did that, but it's a major choice because, of course, the relationship between the Drúadan and the statues is the focal point of the only stories that Tolkien ever wrote about the Drúadan, and he became interested in the Drúadan after he met Khôr-buri-Ghân, Tolkien, that is, and began to make up stories about the Drúadan and to kind of fill in their histories. So, Phil, that's exactly right. The connection. So the Faithful Stone is the one story that Tolkien wrote about Drúadan, and it was from the First Age. A Drûg who was helping some people in Brethil, and he left a statue, one of the Pukelmen statues, with them while he went away on a journey, and their house was attacked by orcs, and who set fire to the place and everything, and the faithful statue came to life, killed the orcs, and put out the fire, stomped out the fire with its feet. And when the Drûg returned, and they thanked him and told him about the magic statue that came to life and defended their home. They saw that when the Drûg came back, his own hands and feet were burned and wrapped in bandages. So that the statues that they made, the Pukelmen statues that they could were in some sense an extension of them themselves, and that they could be used not just as religious focal points, right? This is not just a matter of according to our religion, these statues represent the gods of the forest who protect our forest, or something like that. They were literally guardians who protected things. But by depicting the Pukelmen, and of course the first opportunity Lotro had to depict the Pukelmen was way back in Dunharrow, so they've already kind of committed to that long before they got to Drúadan Forest. That is, committed to the idea of ginormous Pukelmen statues. By doing that, they've significantly altered it, because that means that either if they do have animatable Pukelmen statues associated with the modern Drúadan here in the Third Age, those Pukelmen statues are going to be OP because they're
enormous, right? So I would assume that probably they're not animated, but this has been one of the things that I've been most interested to see. This is at the very, very top of my list for when we finally got to the Drúadan Forest and got to explore the culture of the Drûgs, which I didn't get to do the only other time I was here because I was so narrow focused on them. On the epic. So I'm really hoping to see more evidence of the relationship between the Drúadan and the statues and how they are handling that within Lotro. Okay. Though I would not say no to one of the Pukelmen statues coming to life and fighting on our behalf, because that would be awesome. All right, Ghân-buri-Ghân, what else you got?
Footsteps.
Drúadan need hides for wraps and shelter. Kill evil wargs and get hides. Hey, I was doing that anyway. That's why I took that other quest. Sure. Drúadan pleased at Hobbit for bringing hides. Okay. All right. I can curry favor by bringing in warg hides. No problem. I think we can agree on that. All right. So I'm looking at the facial hair situation. This guy with the pseudo beard over here is. So we've got some chin whiskers going on here. All right. Oh yeah, he's got a little chin thing happening. Stonehouse folk. Right, yep, Gondorians. Stonehouse folk. Built walls high, but built walls strong. Now Gorguns surround walls. No more leaving for Stonehouse folk. That not wild man way. Stay hidden in wood. Gorgun killed by arrows before see any wild man. Stonehouse folk could have learned lesson if listened. Never listen. Now trapped behind own wall. I know, right? I mean... Yep. It's not like he didn't try to tell him. And who is this? Amburi-Sol. Huh. Okay. So, you get the clear impression, right? That Buri means son of, right? So that Khôr-buri-Ghân is Khan, son of Khan, and we've got Khôr, son of Khan. All right, what are you up to down here? Oh, carvings! Look at that. That's very nice. Look like little fertility statues here. And mountain lions. Right? That's good, Khôr. Pulo skull. Pulo, huh? What's up with the Pulo, I wonder? Buri is probably son of. Pulo. He's an artist. He's an artisan of some sort. Maybe it means maybe artisans are defined not by their family role, but maybe it's trained by, like he's the disciple of an earlier woodworker, right? So that perhaps Pulo means something like that. Wouldn't that be interesting? There is another option besides son. Yes. Yes. Huh. Let's see. We Drúadan put our history in carvings. Point to carving and hear his story of Drúadan. Then if find right wood, could carve story for you one day. Okay. Yeah, I don't think... I think this is a guy. Yeah, we did see... There was a female Drûg back here. I think she's female. Pretty sure he's masculine. But let's look at Let's learn some history. Wooden carving. Long ago, Drúadan lived on island with men. We left island for land one day. Yes, you did. We came to these shores. Other left for shores far west of here. Really? You don't say. Okay, so the island they lived on, of course, was Númenor. That gets mentioned in Unfinished Tales. And they left, but they bailed before, like they saw it coming and got out. Yeah. So we came to these shores, by which he means Middle Earth. Other left for shores far west of here. Oh, no way. He's not suggesting they went to Tolaresia, is he? Unless he's talking about... Just trying to follow you here, Khôr-buri-Ghân. So, if he says, by these shores... If he means Middle Earth by these shores, then, yeah, far west of here would have to be Tolaresia. But... if by these shores he's meaning the Drúadan forest here, then then far west could simply mean west. Like there could be Drûgs way out here, and that would be far west from where we currently are, which is over here. We've never seen any Drûgs over there. But, you know, then we might not have. Alright, let's hear another story. One day, Drúadan crossed Wide River and settled in shadow of this great mountain. Okay. Great River? We first to settle on all sides of mountain. Drúadan were first here. Okay. Sure. Cross Great River. What? You but Cross Great River would mean you're coming from the east. I'm confused now. A general east-west migration in the ancient history of humans, totally normal. Is that what he's saying? That they came from the Far East, where humans began. The Drúadan are clearly a subspecies of humans, like the Hobbits are subspecies of humans. So they came from the Far East, crossed the Great River, and settled here before some of them went to Númenor, but the order, the sequencing, if this is in chronological order, perhaps I'm doing the carvings backwards. Well, let's see. Other men came after many years and cut down forests. Some Drúadan died. No, that's clearly more recent. Other Drúadan leave this land. My ancestors stay here. So he's clearly talking about what happened when the Númenorians et al. Arrived in Gondor and Rohan. So what he's describing there was clearly a Third Age thing. Post leaving the island. So I really don't understand. I really don't understand the crossing of the river. But okay, I have to find a suitable piece of wood for carving.
so that you can carve my story? That sounds great. Huh. Don't really get it. Trying to follow the wanderings of the Drûgs as they're describing. Hey, there we go. Dance parties are always better with Drûgs. I like this guy on the side over here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, you're over here weaving. Ghân-buri-Ghân. Did nobody invite you to the dance party? Drums need new hides. Hides from orcs on drums. Keep orcs away when drum played. Right. Sure. Makes sense. A percussive pursuit? Gotcha. Wait a second, what is that? Oh, I thought this was a statue of some kind. Like a representational carving. Doesn't it kind of look like a rhinoceros from here? With the eye and the mouth and the horn? But I think it's just a fence with holes for reasons. Now, there are really many of the Drûgs living the contemplative life here. Okay. Find orc hides. So clearly I'm going to do a lot of just wandering around and killing stuff. That's alright. Och, Wenidur. Wenidur. Alright, okay. Us Drúadan never hear Hobbit laugh before. Show us. Okay. You want Roar of the Woses. Yes. So, I mean, between Drûgs and Woses, like, the punning opportunities are absolutely irresistible. Oh, man. Yeah, Hamvagar, welcome, by the way. I was trying to think of how that could have happened, that they could have landed east of the Anduin and crossed it to get here when they came from Numenor. And it's possible, you know, given that when, you know, like Numenor is south. Numenor is south of here. So if you go Gondor and you go straight west, you miss Numenor. Numenor is down by the equator. So to go straight east from Numenor, you end up, that's why Umbar was kind of a big deal, and why even Pelargir, which is way down here in the southern sort of extremity of Gondor down here, was considered a northerly outpost of the Numenorians in Middle-earth. So it's possible that when they came from Numenor, they landed, like in Umbar or Harad, and then came north, which would have had them on the far side of the river and crossed from there. It's the only way I can make sense of the travels in the sequence that they describe it there. So Tomas says, now, is it assumed that the Woses lived in these areas even before the arrival of the peoples who would later become the Dunlendings, Bree-landers, and the people of Gondor? No, Tomas, definitely not. Definitely not, because those people are not the Bree-landers, for instance, or probably the Dunlendings. Because remember, he is dating their arrival here at post-departure from Numenor. So late Second Age. Very late Second Age.
So apparently they've only been here since the very end of the Second Age, and by then, clearly. Now, those who are going to become the Rohirrim, right, aren't going to arrive for a while into the Third Age, but the Dunlendings would have been there, and the Bree-landers would certainly have been there already. Yeah. Where did the Drúadan live before Númenor was created? Well, Phil, we know that they were in Beleriand. We don't know that that's the only place where they were. We know nothing of the ancient history. Just like we have no idea how hobbits happened, right? Like why it is. I mean, that they are a subspecies of humans is quite clear. How they got, why this particular strand of humanity, got to be no more than like 2 to 3 feet tall is not clear, right? That's never explained. Tolkien never explains that. Similarly, he never explains why the Drûgs they're also physically different. They're larger than hobbits, but proportioned differently from other humans, and they have other powers. They're special in various ways. Their connections with their statues is one of the manifestations of these powers that they have that other humans don't have. Yes, you are correct that Tolkien was thinking of making Sador, Turin's childhood friend, a Drûg. He considered it. Yes, that's right. He considered working a Drûg back into the Turin-Turambar story. That's right. Anyway, so Tolkien gives no explanation for how they were there. So Tomas is asking why do they live in such a primitive way even after being in highly civilized Númenor. They were always kind of apart. That is, they weren't just Númenorians. Right, they weren't part of mainstream Númenorian culture. They are always described as a people apart, a people with a separate culture, a separate language, a whole separate perspective on the world than the other Edain in the first age. They were there in Beleriand with the other Edain, but they were not like of them culturally. They did go to Númenor with the rest of the Edain when at the end of the first age, but I don't think they were all there, and they didn't stay. Right, they left when things started getting dodgy in Númenor. But the implication, Tomas, is that even in Númenor they were separate. They held themselves apart, and presumably, lived in. So they're but it does show, Tomas, that their culture is a choice. They have access to all of the Númenorian technology. Mind now the story we were told about the stone house builders before, and in particular how that one was, and I'm not keeping their names straight off the top of my head, was it Amburi something or other, said that they warned them, right? Because the stone house builders didn't listen to them. Now they're trapped behind their walls, right? So even there you can see there is a sense of their own history with these people, right? That they know about, that they had plenty of opportunity to adopt stone building technology, right? Stone house building technology. And they've opted not to because they thought it was the better way. And now they're rather culturally smug about that, right? That they have kept to their ways, and it served them better, obviously, than the stonehouse building ways of the Gondorians. So that seems to be the way. When Tolkien tells the stories, again, it doesn't tell very many of them, but when he tells the stories, the implication is that they do keep themselves deliberately culturally separate from the other Edain. But here, even within Lotro, I think you can see them embedding that same kind of choice to keep themselves distinct. Yeah. You think they're a little smoog now about that, Drow-Snake? I think it's possible that you're right about that. Okay. Woes, of course. The word woes means wild man of the wood. Remember when, in the Turin Turambar story, when he names himself Wild Man of the Woods, it's one of his names, right? Wood woes is the actual word that he would have used. He would have called himself a wood woes. Yeah. Anyway, so the roar of the woes is so good. So good. Oh man, that is just excellent. Okay. I'm happy to. Do you want to see me laugh? Is that good? No? You don't care. You just want me to do it for other people. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. So many quest rings. This is fantastic. Okay. Gryfflet is just going to be like collecting quests today. Peg Pulo Khôr. Alright.
Son of Headman.
Wild men not always beat Gorgon. Son of Headman killed by Gorgon. Died outside wood. Brought to camp. By Buri-Ghân, brother of Khôr-buri-Ghân. Gorgon pay when Ghân-buri-Ghân decide to act. Not yet. Soon. Gorgon think they win, but Gorgon wrong. Soon we'll see. Oh man. Ghân-buri-Ghân had his son killed by the Gorgon? No wonder he's like so willing to be, you know, proactive. Okay, hang on. Well, all right, let's keep going uphill. We got orc heads on pikes. Is that what we've got here? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Orc heads on spears, lined by ancient Paleolithic rocks. With the ancient Paleolithic carvings, I mean. Uh-huh. There's a lot of village here. I wish I had a more detailed map. But I'll just get lost a bunch of times, I guess. Bridge. Whoa. Wow. It's quite a bridge. You know how wet and slippery this bridge would be. Whoa. Holy cow. That's a multi-puko mountain right there. Whoa. Okay. I'm getting some kind of lost. Okay. But I guess there's more over here. So we're going around. That guy over there is drumming and nobody's dancing. It's a whole separate village extension over here. Okay. Wait. Oh no, another bridge. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm just in trouble from a navigational standpoint. Having some lag issues. Okay, let's see. What's up with the yellow spots on their leather canvases? They have like bizarre mold issues here. Missing the easy to understand ramps of Minas Tirith. Okay, now this looks like the road out of town. I don't want to go out of town yet. Right. Okay, that was definitely out of town. So let's stay in town. So one road here in this little village part led to another bridge. One leads definitively out of town. That's where I came from. Where does this go? Further up and further in. Up the hill. Okay. Mon Weni Men. Oh, there's too many middle words here. Maybe it doesn't mean son of. That's a good theory. Wild men hear word of much in forest, much from forest. Horsemen pass by, never seeing. They find Gorgon if keep going. Headmen say not to interfere. Maybe will, maybe not. Wild men do as Han say. Wise leader know when to fight, when not to fight. Many folk could learn difference. So true. So true. But there isn't anybody over here who's interested in hearing me laugh. Oh, wait, maybe not true. Is that? It is Ghân-buri-Ghân. Speak with the chieftain. I found it. The heart of Drúgdom. Oh. Are those feathers? Or ferns? I think they're ferns. They looked like feathers at first, but those are ferns on his head. All right, Khôr-buri-Ghân. Great, headman. Oh, here we go. Turning in my vector quest. The chieftain does not seem surprised by your presence. Instead, it looks as if Ghân-buri-Ghân has much on his mind. He sighs and gathers his thoughts. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I love the little purple flowers on his headdress. It's a completely botanical headdress. Okay, here we go. A gnarled problem. Hurdos balance the nature of this forest. Neither friend nor foe they exist. Eyes of Hurdos change. No more balance, now cruel eyes of enemy. Not orcs. A deeper darkness, an ancient fear rises up. Help us subdue Gordos. Bring balance back to Drúadan Forest. Uh-oh. Making me sound like Anakin Skywalker here, but yes. Okay, that's interesting. So, the wood trolls have only been driven violent and mad recently. So the implication here is that as the will of Sauron has reached out from Mordor to stir up, so the wood trolls would have been, sort of like, mockeries, right? Mockeries of Ents created by Morgoth originally back in the day. But apparently they were like more or less neutral, right? Until recently, they've gone mad here, and which would seem to correlate with Sauron's rise. Okay, happy to help with that. Khôr-buri-Ghân, a root of darkness. Gorthos carry seeds of unbalance. Once rocks fall from mountain, more rocks come with, until side of mountain gone. You understand? The forest is like mountain. Gorthos, Gorthos lived in balance. They not be like rocks. Help us stop the falling rocks of Gorthos' hearts. Okay. Defeat the corruptors. Yeah, saw them. Destroy corrupted roots. Okay. Sure. Yeah, JJ, is this a Drûg problem? It might be a Drûg problem. Okay. Stranger, you come to our village in a terrible time. Our greatest foes, you call Orcs, threaten us. Our Okwo Kurio statues ward them away, but our numbers dwindle. Our spirit, not as wide as once was. My son, Khôr-buri-Ghân, slain by these evil beasts. Shakrog is to blame, leads Orcs. Find, kill, bring me Shakrog's head. No more Drúadan may die by hand of Shakrog. Okay, right. Yeah, look around for clues about Shakrog's whereabouts. Can do. The search for Shakrog shall begin. Always happy to help a friendly woes, Khôr-buri-Ghân. It is a great honor. Is this the party pavilion where Khôr-buri-Ghân hosts his feasts? Does that guy have a pipe? No, that was his hair. His little beard thing. Little chin whisker. Sorry, the way he was holding his hand, then what looked like a stem coming. I thought he was smoking a pipe, but he's not. Okay. They do seem to be a pretty relaxed culture. They got time on their hands. There's quite a few of them. All right. All right, Hlos Uksa. What? This is, I think, the first female Drûg I am conversing with. The Woes does not speak Westron, but beckons you closer. She holds up a carving of a deer that looks like a white stag. Through hand gestures, it seems the Woes seeks a white stag to bring luck to the village. She wants you to join her on the hunt. Okay. Hunt for the white stag. Who's making Narnia references now, JJ? Okay. Sure. Hunt for the white stag. We can do that. Okay, so I'm going to go back the other way now. I'm going to easily and reliably retrace my steps to the part of the village I entered through by coming down this mountain and taking a right at the bottom. Across the way there is the way up across the second bridge, which I don't really want to think about because I'm not prepared for whatever lies in that direction. I have an instinctive sense. And so I'm going to head back this way, which should, in theory, lead us across bridge number 1 before long. Okay, round the corner. Excellent. Bridge number 1 indeed, by enormous waterfalls on one side, yep, and enormous Pukul mountains on the other side, yep, okay. And thence back to the original stretch of village. Okay. No, not this way. This is the way I came from. Because I think there's still more quests to pick up. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I am full. Even my expanded quest tracker is full of quests. Okay. Oh. All right, it seems to believe I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of quest rings, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. All right. Oh, that's... Talk to Khôr-buri-Ghân at the entrance. Is this the back entrance I was meant to come to? No, this is the front entrance I came to originally. Ah. Okay, Khôr-buri-Ghân.
Headman, see you now.
Actually, the KH is probably the unvoiced. So, Khôr-buri-Ghân. Khôr-buri-Ghân. Boy, it's hard to do. Khôr-buri-Ghân. Headman, see you now. Oh. Okay, sure. Khôr-buri-Ghân has words to speak. Yep. Okay. Yeah, how about I go talk to your dad? That'd be great. That'd be great. Would love to do that. Know just the way to get there, more or less. It's up that way. But let me go. Because there's other quest rings. I want to get all the quests. That's my goal for today, just to get all the quests. Is this the way over to the bridge? Oh, those ones over there are the wozes I need to laugh at? Okay. So, right, this is, so up that hill this is the waterfall bridge? No, this is a different bridge. Oh, no. It is a different bridge. Okay, but that means I haven't been here before. Okay. So what this tells me then, logically, assuming we're crossing the same river, that's the other bridge that I didn't want to cross before. Okay. That means Ghân-buri-Ghân is right up here. Sure. Getting the hang of it. Gryfflet's getting the lay of the land here. Yeah, you think those, so you're telling me those quest rings over here are the Drûgs that want to be laughed at? Hey, Ghân-buri-Ghân, I thought you might have something else to say to me, but...
You hate
son Khôr-buri-Ghân told of you. He say you hate Gorgon. Prove to me and wild men help friends. Prove to me and wild men help friends. Wild men help horsemen. Little time for proving. Horsemen ride for trap. Prove quickly. Okay. Ah. Bracers of Wrath? What's this about? Wrath and Ruin? So is this a Battle of Pelennor Field cosmetic set? I am here for it. Yeah. Bracers of Wrath. Pelennor Bracers of Wrath. Excellent.
Help Khôr-buri-Ghân.
My son, Khôr-buri-Ghân, not only kin. Buri-Ghân was eldest, but slain by Gorgon. Body taken to Campon Road, north of forest. Khôr-buri-Ghân asked to recover body of brother. Ghân granted request. Help with task, and Ghân will offer aid to horsemen. Go now to camp of Gorgon. Help
help Khôr-buri-Ghân, and wild men help you. Okay. Talk to Khôr-buri-Ghân outside the orc camp. So an instance will begin when I accept this quest? No, I'll just travel. Just travel. Not an instance. Right? That's fine. I didn't need to laugh at people quite yet anyway. I'll laugh at people when I turn in the other quest. They'll take the laughter better when I'm, laughing in triumph. Okay, so there's our friend, this sun staff bearing probable steward. So we're back to the start. Okay. Man, we have plenty of quests here. Okay, Khôr-buri-Ghân.
Many
Gorgon inside. Draw their eyes to you. Khôr-buri-Ghân will slay them from hiding. They will pay for death of wild men. They will pay for death of Buri-Ghân. Okay. Enter and draw the enemy's eyes. Well, that's not my strength. All right, let's can I look around first? Okay, because I didn't actually. So I turned off pretty early on in the process, right? Okay, hang on a second. It's kind of silly, but I never went through this arch. I feel like I haven't really entered, So I'm going to go around. Here we go. So there's the bridge I came from. The end of last time. Now let's enter here properly. Dun da da! Under the staff of the steward. Okay, here we go. So now we're properly entering the road up to find the Rohirrim. And this is the orc camp that is barring the path very poorly. Very poorly. Okay, barricades, those kinds of, spiky barricades would be great against cavalry, but only if they're actually across the road, right? That's, I think, what you're meant to do here, folks. I mean, I'm not saying this wouldn't be awkward, because it really would. But I really kind of expected more. I mean, like, they've left a deliberate path open in their wall here, which seems like poor planning. Anyway. All right. I've entered Muthil Grok. There's wooden chests, but I'm worried that okay. So, Khôr-buri-Ghân, this is where we were. And I was supposed to enter. I guess I do have to attack them. Okay. Even though they're all guarding separate wooden chests, which is rather tempting, burglariously speaking. Okay, so maybe we haven't entered enough. That wasn't, Muthil Grok proper. Okay. Many dead orcs. Oh, he beat me. Well, I did go around the long way. Oh, Khôr-buri-Ghân has already killed all these? Khôr-buri-Ghân. Ghân. Okay. All right.
I didn't draw anybody's eyes yet. Not a single eye have I drawn. And back to the road. Just where I was. Okay. Proceed further and draw the enemy's eye. Well, let's not and pretend that we did. We've got some siege equipment out here in case we need to lay siege to the forest. We've got a war leader here. I do need... Oh, here we go. More dead orcs. It's further ahead to the northwest. Okay. Khôr-buri-Ghân is really on top of things here. He's doing fine work. I'm really in a purely supervisory role. Okay. Got some battle buggies. All with the Morgul banner, right? Isn't the Morgul banner? No. Yeah. Skull, crescent moon. It's a pretty big orc camp. Ah, here he is. How's your progress? I thank you. Didn't really do much. I found what is left of Buri-Ghân. I bring my brother back to Drû. Go to Ghân-buri-Ghân and tell him what we did. Tell him we braved Gorgun, and Buri-Ghân no longer remain in clutches. Okay. That was a good tour. Oh, back to the front entrance. Okay. I'm getting teased that if I'd been trying to protect him, then the ride of the Rohirrim would have been a failure. Ah, the walking tree of continuous memory. Never to be forgotten. The failure of one of Gryfflet's earliest quests. Now, hang on a second. If I turn in this quest, well, it's not going to do any harm. Worst case scenario, right, is he's going to say, I will go meet with the headman of the horse lords, you know, of the horsemen, and then I can complete all the other side quests. Probably it's not going to. I mean, I always kind of worry about advancing quests like this. Wild men walk the forest with speed. My son Khôr-buri-Ghân already returned. He brings his brother to the blood cloak. Go to him there. Wild men mourn deeply, but not long. After you go to the blood cloak, wild men seek out horsemen. We will help them. They need fear no Gorgun. Wild men know secret way. Blood cloak is to east, atop hill on far side of falling water. My son Buri-Ghân rests there now. Got it. Okay. Got it. No, I see. I was being dumb. This is the separate road. So this is the old Gondorian road. I see it all now. The ancient Gondorians built this separate parallel road to get to the quarry. Okay, so they've invented a... Oh, that's very clever. Okay, so the Lotra people wanted to invent a reason. Why did the Gondorians make a separate road through the forest? Why would they have done that? Answer, because they were quarrying stone
from the Nardal quarry there. And so there was a highway that was built to transport the stone from the quarry back to Gondor. That's why there was the separate road. But since the quarry fell, they stopped using it a long time ago. That road fell into disrepair and was forgotten by the rest. They know the main road still, because the road that goes, the primary road there, is still the one that the Rohirrim use as their main road to go towards Gondor when they want to go. But this second road has fallen into disrepair and has been forgotten. Perfect. That makes excellent sense. So it's past Nardal. The Rohirrim would come down this way to the quarry and then head out that way. Okay. Gotcha. Got you. Makes the Stone Rains Valley. Yeah, exactly. Makes perfect sense now. Okay. Excellent. All right. So where are we? Come towards the end of time. I know I lost a lot of time with my unfortunate crashing behavior earlier on in the stream. But I think I've succeeded in my task of getting most of the Drúadan Forest quests, which I can then focus on working my way through next time. All right. So let me see if I can do this. Across the way is that other road. I want to go. Let's go this way. South along and then across the waterfall bridge. Up around the corner to the waterfall bridge. Yes, with my last minutes, I want to find those other quest rings, which have been bothering me, just in case one of them might perhaps be a new quest. Because I haven't gotten my favorite quest yet. The Roar of the Woses is a strong candidate, right? I mean, that is a good quest title, but all right, I want to go this way. But I know there's another quest I haven't gotten. It's a follow-up quest? That doesn't seem possible. I only say that because the only other time I've been here is when I was when I was with Wiggend, and I was only doing the epics. I was resisting doing side quests. And yeah, I was resisting doing side quests, and so I didn't really complete any quests. But I saw that one. I love the reflection of the Pukul Man in the river there. It's the other side of Pukul Mountain. There's like a road turning I keep not going down, I feel. Isn't this where I just came from? Yeah, this is the wrong way.
No, I don't think... I mean, look, it certainly wouldn't be unprecedented for me to have gotten distracted and done a side quest or two with Wigan while I was here. Like, it's not like I'm pretending that that's impossible. All right. No, it really is just... Those really are just laughing Drûgs. But how am I supposed to... It looks like they're all right here that I'm supposed to laugh at. How am I supposed to know which ones? And where does this road go? We got a path that goes through, and then we got a whole archway, and then dead end at the river. I guess it's just like where the fishing is, right? Okay. All right, so I think the one I'm thinking of, and you guys know the one I'm thinking of course, is Woes Are Wed. My favorite quest name in all of Lotro. It must be. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. All right. So next time we will do many quests. Many quests. We'll figure out the trolls. We'll sort the orcs. And we'll, I guess Wigan must have laughed at Drûgs, which means it's possible to find the Drûgs to laugh at. So I'll try to figure that out. All right. So we'll kill orcs. We'll slaughter a whole bunch of stuff next time, which means we will have plenty of opportunity to talk random lore questions next time. Yeah. Okay. All right. Quest accomplishment next week. That is the goal. All right. Thanks, everybody. I will see you guys next week. Druid's Fire's next. See you guys. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.